Donald Trump has speculated that Joe Biden is either lying or mentally gone after the president on Tuesday night said his administration arrived to find no COVID-19 vaccine. Trump, who on Wednesday broke his silence to give a series of interviews marking the death of Rush Limbaugh, told Newsmax Biden made a very dumb statement about the vaccine. The former president teased a possible 2024 run, boasting about his tremendous support, and said he would not be returning to Twitter, the platform from which he was banned last month. "It's become very boring," he said. "We don't want to go back to Twitter." Trump, 74, was on Wednesday highly critical of Biden's remarks during a CNN town hall in Milwaukee the night Biden, asked about combating COVID, told host Anderson Cooper, "It's one thing to have the vaccine, which we didn't have when we came into office, but a vaccinator, how do you get the vaccine into someone's arm?" His comments were immediately seized upon by critics, who pointed out that a vaccine had been available since before. "We were giving millions of shots, millions of doses," said Trump on Wednesday, speaking by phone to host. So he was either not telling the truth or has mentally gone. One or the other. Joe Biden's being killed on that. Even the haters said, "Well, wait a minute, this vaccine was announced long." Trump pointed out that Biden himself was vaccinated before his January 20th inauguration. "Long before January 20th, said Trump. He made the statement that we had no vaccine. Literally, quote, "We had no vaccine." He is getting lit up on that one. Even the bad ones, even the ones that aren't exactly fans, they were saying that was a bad statement. Maybe, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Could he be joking? Because frankly that was a very dumb statement. Share this article. Share. Trump has been at Mar-a-Lago since his January 20th departure from Washington, and has seen his allies including lawyers Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell hit with massive lawsuits for falsely claiming that Dominion voting machines switched the votes from Trump to Biden. The pair are facing a $1.3 billion defamation suit. Earlier this month Fox News and three Fox anchors, Maria Bartiromo, Lou Dobbs and Jeanine Pirro, were sued by another voting systems company, Smartmatic, for $2.7 billion. Giuliani and Powell are also named in the suit. The legal action has seen pro-Trump networks drastically curtail their claims. Of Dobbs' show has been taken off the air, and, earlier this month, Newsmax anchor Bob Sellers stormed off the set in the middle of an interview with MyPillow founder Mike Lindell when Lindell started spouting the election conspiracy. Dominion have said they intend to sue Lindell too. Trump's interviews on Wednesday were all pre-recorded, avoiding any legal complexities for the former president is also no longer on Twitter, and claimed that the social media network was boring without him. He said the platforms could not cope with his popularity, claiming he had 89 million followers on Twitter because they held it back and a further 39 million on the official post. "We had other sites where we had millions and millions of people," he said. "We were about as big, and likewise on Facebook. They all want that. Part of the problem is mechanically they can't handle it. It's too many people. It's bigger than they are by many times." Trump said that, since he had been forced from social media for inciting violence, it was not. He said, "If you look at what's going on with Twitter, I understand it's become very boring and they are leaving it, because it's not the same. And I can understand that." Trump said he was negotiating with a number of people about potentially starting his own site, and said he had no plans to return to Twitter because the moderators were harassing him for claiming the election. "We were being really harassed on Twitter," he said. "They were putting up all sorts of flags, I guess they were flagging almost anything I said. Everything I was saying was it's disgraceful. And yet you had other countries saying the worst things possible, and they don't even talk about it." Trump also dangled the possibility of a 2024 run, saying he was confident of his tremendous support. Asked by Kelly if he'll run, he said, "I won't say yet. But we have tremendous." Trump said that his poll numbers were through the roof. He left the White House with the lowest job approval of his presidency at 29%, according to Pew Research, and increasingly negative ratings for his post-election. The share of voters surveyed from January 8 to 12 who rated Trump's conduct since the election as only fair or poor has risen from 68% in November to 76%. Trump voters, in particular, have grown more critical of their candidates post-election. The share of his supporters who describe his conduct as poor has doubled over the past 2 months, from 10% to about 2/3, 68%, said Trump should not continue to be a major national political figure for many years to come. Just 29% say he should remain a major figure in U.S. politics. Trump, however, said he had become more popular since his impeachment in the House on January 13. He was acquitted by the Senate on Saturday. "I'm the only guy who gets impeached and my numbers go up," he said. "Figure that one out. Let's say somebody gets impeached. Typically your numbers would go down. they would go down like a but the numbers are very good, they are very high. I think they are higher than they were before the election, and they were high at the election. Trump said his supporters like the job. He said, "We did a great job. We lowered taxes, got rid of regulation, we rebuilt our military, lowered taxes. How about Space Force? Just Space Force alone would be a big achievement, first time in 74 years, a new branch of the U.S. military. All of the things we've done. And the border. We built the wall. Mexico is all getting all ready to pay for the wall. We were going to charge them at the border a small fee. Mexico would have paid for the wall. They were all set. They give us 28,000 troops. They police them before they get." The president of Mexico is a great gentleman, by the way. He put 28,000 troops on our border, at my request, and we didn't pay. We kept the border beautiful. Now you take a look at what is going on at the border. It's a disgrace, he added. It's a disgrace. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to be pouring in.